As you might imagine, Real Madrid fans are few and far between in Catalonia. But if you look hard enough, you do come across the odd one or two. There are a couple of supporters groups dotted around the region. But life is difficult for the Madridistas here, and a love of the enemy is nothing to shout about around these parts.
On the surface, everyone supports Barca, but there are a lot of Real Madrid fans here. We think that there are nearly 800,000 Madridistas here in Catalonia.
We have members who are die-hard Madrid supporters, but when they go out on the street or they go to work, Madrid doesn't go down well, not at all. The members here say that it's like Comanche territory here at the supporters club, but we're so far away from Madrid that it brings us together more. We've become more united.
You wouldn't throw you? You'd simply refill it. Sponsored by Cartridge World. Quality refills, quality programs.
In Madrid, the overwhelming majority are loyal to Spain. And not many institutions fly the flag as proudly as Real Madrid, as iconically Spanish as flamenco music.
¡Qué alegría, madre mía! ¡Qué alegría, madre mía! Que ha ganado el Real Madrid. Aunque lo sienta la Mari, aunque lo sienta la Mari, y lo disfrute Joaquín.
On the pitch, it had been a barren period for the capital city. But 2007 turned out to be their year, as Fabio Capello led Real Madrid to their 30th Primera Liga title. Local boy Raúl, such a hero in these parts, led Madrid's international stars in celebration. David Beckham, Fabio Cannavaro among them. After 3 unsuccessful years, title joy again for Real.
We have all pulled together and worked as a group. So thanks to my teammates, the technical staff and this great family. Real Madrid.
Down the years, Real Madrid have more or less held sway in terms of football success. As Madrid dominated the Spanish league and became almost unbeatable in Europe, it was hard to take in Barcelona. For some, it was this jealousy that ignited the rivalry.
I think that the only thing that Real Madrid has done wrong is to have been better than Barcelona. That's always been true, and in historical terms, Real Madrid were officially the best team in the world in the 20th century.
That view may be given very short shrift in Barcelona, especially given the club's recent successes. But there was always huge suspicion about Madrid's influence. Many felt that Spanish football wasn't always played on a level field.
They said to me, you know, you're doing well, but I've got to say, if you win the league, it's highly unlikely because everyone favours the referees, Real Madrid. They get all the favours, we get the bad decisions, we lose games at the last period when we're ahead. But if you beat Real Madrid, you'll be forgiven.
Again, the suspicion goes back to Franco. The dictator was, after all, a Real Madrid fan.
This story that the Barcelonistas keep going on about, it's like they've never read a book, or they don't know any history or have never seen a football match in their lives. Because if you look at what happened during Franco's era, you see that Barcelona won more titles. So you can't keep saying that Madrid were Franco's team.
Throughout Real Madrid's glory years, one incident still sticks in Catalan throats. It concerns an Argentine star whom they thought was on the point of signing for Barcelona, Alfredo Di Stefano.
Franco wanted Di Stefano to play for Madrid, but he had practically signed for Barcelona. So that was a political move, as he went on to Madrid and won 5 European Cups.
All these stories about Di Stefano rejecting Barcelona for Madrid, and all because of Franco's regime. Well, Kubala did the same thing. He was about to sign for Madrid, but suddenly he became a Barca player.
Whether it was Di Stefano or Kubala, the affair set off a culture of big-name international signings, which is very much alive in the present day. For Barcelona, though, one superstar stands above all others, Johan Cruyff.
President Laporta said that Cruyff is the sporting and spiritual father of the club. Cruyff changed the philosophy here at Barcelona. He had important years with the dream team and, above all, he made Barcelona into a winning team.
We did have a good team in those days. But the problem was that so many times Real Madrid won the league, or Atletico Madrid, Barcelona sometimes, but more often than not we would finish in second place. But then Cruyff arrived amid a lot of expectation and we won the league.
Another of Cruyff's teammates was Jesus de la Cruz, who has good reason to remember a particular date in 1974.
On the 17th of February 1974, we went to play at the Bernabéu.
Rivales del fútbol español, el Real Madrid y el Club de Fútbol Barcelona. Estrellas internacionales en los dos bandos. Necher en el Real Madrid y Johan Cruyff en el Barcelona.
There was a famous 5-0 when we won at the Bernabéu, when Cruyff, Niskin, Sortil, Asensi, Martial and everyone was playing.
A los 40 minutos se produce un bonito regate del holandés Cruyff del Barcelona en un forcejeo con Benito y Morgado dentro del área y frente a la puerta defendida por García Remón, rematando fuerte y marcando el segundo gol del encuentro.
The team started to play well and just started to score goals. 5 in fact.
He ahí la carrera de Asensi. Va a chutar. Ahí está el gol.
Every time we went forward, we scored.
Hecho que aprovecha a Cruyff para cambiar el juego a Juan Carlos, que se encuentra solo en el ala derecha y que de tiro cruzado y bombeado consigue el cuarto gol.
I just remember this deathly silence in the Bernabéu because they had just been hammered by their eternal rivals. It was so quiet you could hear the flies buzzing.
But Real Madrid had their victories too.
1 month later in the cup final, and not one Barcelona fan will tell you this, we beat them 4-0 in the final. But whenever you start talking about Barca Madrid, they talk about the 5-0 at the Bernabéu, but they're very quiet about the other one.
5-0 had become a familiar result for Barca Madrid games. Johan Cruyff came back to Barcelona as coach and his dream team wreaked havoc once again.
That 5-0 was amazing.
Romario que se'n va, Romario fa la passada per Ivan i el cinquè que puja al marcador, 5-0.
It was one of the great games of the Cruyff era. There was a fantastic player called Romario who scored 3 goals in a spectacular game for Barca, including a move called the cow's tail, when Romario trapped the ball, dragged it around, and the defence just stopped in its tracks, unable to do a thing. One of the best goals we've ever seen in the Clásico.
Cue celebrations in a distinctly Catalan style.
Perquè això no és futbol, és art!
The year after, though, it was Madrid's turn to celebrate.
It was an extraordinary experience, but a year later we went to the Bernabéu and they put 5 past us 2. So I suppose justice was done. We had done the same to them and it was our turn. But when you leave the Bernabéu having lost 5-0, we just felt so disappointed. Like, what's happened to us? And thank God when it was finally over.
Sweet revenge then for Real Madrid, and over the years that followed, Real gained the initiative in the great Spanish rivalry. Barca may have won their first European Cup in 1992, but Real won the competition in 98, 2000 and again 2 years later, setting a record of 9 European Champions titles.